welcome to my channel or welcome back. If you are new here, thank you so much for joining us. If you are returning, you already know it. You are fabulous. All right, so today's video, you guys, this is another Dollar Tree DIYs video. I am very excited to show you these projects. I think that they turned out absolutely fantastic, and I just had a great time putting this video together for you guys. So let's just jump right in. Okay, so for this first DIY, or the first part of this DIY, because there's two parts to this, I have got a bowl and a plate from the party section at Dollar Tree. Now, I'm going to use some elephant chalk paint by Waverly, and we're just going to paint both of these pieces. So I just gave them two really good coats, dried them in between with my heat gun. I always have that heat gun listed in the description box below. It's off of Amazon. They're so handy to have. But I just painted these up front and back, two coats, dried it with my heat gun. Now, once I had it completely done, I'm going to add a generous amount of hot glue to the bottom of my bowl, and then I'm going to flip it over and stick it to the center of the bottom of my plate. So we're just making like a tray. Now, I set that to the side to totally set up, and then I'm going to take some clear wax by Waverly and a little bit of ivory chalk paint. Now, I didn't have a lot of the wax left in my bottle, so I just added the ivory chalk paint directly to the wax, and then I shook it up really good. You want to make sure that it mixes really well. But check this out, guys. It's like white wax. It looked so good on this project. I'm going to definitely be trying this out for future projects because I just love the way that this ended up turning out on that elephant chalk paint. I think it just looks fantastic. I love it. But anyway, so I went around the entire plate and the bowl, or our tray, should I say, completely covered it with the wax, and then I just took a paper towel and kind of wiped it back off. Now, for the second part of this DIY, I found these decorative balls at the Dollar Tree in the nautical section. Now, they are not the color or, scheme or whatever that I would personally use, so I thought I'm going to change these up and we're going to make this neutral where anybody could use it. So I used mineral chalk paint by Waverly on two of them, and then I just used some black chalkboard paint on the third one. Now, the fourth and fifth one we're going to do completely different, but I'll show you that here in just a minute. I did add antique wax to the two that I painted with the mineral chalk paint, wiped them back off with a paper towel. Now, I'm going to take this twine that I've already kind of wound up into a small little thing here, added a little bit of hot glue to the back of it, and then I added hot glue to the ball and glued that to the ball. We're then going to start to go around and around, winding this rope or this twine. This is a thick twine. I'm not sure where it came from. My aunt actually gave me this, and so I don't know exactly where she got this, but it is a very good twine. It's super thick. But I just used that to completely cover this ball. Now, I know I could have used a styrofoam ball, would have been just the same, but I don't know that I could have found a styrofoam ball this size at the Dollar Tree. They're usually a lot smaller than this, the ones at the Dollar Tree. And for $1.25, I thought it was still a good deal to, cover it and have like a little twine ball, because they are always cute for different places. Now, the fifth one, we're going to take, it didn't have any texture or anything to it. It was just simply painted with the blue dots all over it. So I decided to add some hot glue to it and add some moss, some reindeer moss. So I'm just going to add the hot glue and then add the moss. And we're going to do that all over the ball. Now, when I get down here to I'm just about done, once I've gotten pretty much the entire thing covered with my moss, I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to trim it up. And that way I've got enough left over to finish the ball. So As you see there, I am cutting off a lot. Like there's a lot coming off. But I wanted to trim it up and keep it in the shape of a ball. Keep it nice and trimmed. So I just added the moss anywhere it looked like it needed it. Now I did have a couple places that I obviously had to cover, but then there were some places where it was kind of thin, or I could still see the ball. So I just added the glue and then added the moss to those particular spots until I had the ball completely covered with the moss. I'm then going to take my scissors again and trim it back up. Once I had that done, I took all 5 of the balls, placed them back on top of the tray, and check out how nice this looks. All right, for this next one, and probably my favorite from today, I have got 3 of these nesting boxes, I think is what they call these. I picked up 3 of those from the Dollar Tree, and then I have got several different succulents that I also got from the Dollar Tree. And then I've got a few succulents that I picked up at Pop Shelf. I'm going to take the boxes and glue them together. So I just added hot glue to one side of the box and then glued another one to it. I made sure that there was no hot glue seeping out from anywhere. I didn't want to have to clean up all that mess and have it looking, funky. So I just made sure to put enough hot glue that it was going to hold, but not so much that it was going to literally seep out from all over the place. So once I had those glued together, I'm then going to cut up some styrofoam, some floral foam, should I say, and I'm going to add that to my boxes. So I just added hot glue to the bottom of each piece of the floral foam and then glued those to the center of each of the boxes. Super, super simple, y'all. I'm going to add my succulents in. I just played around with it, honestly, until I got them all where I wanted them. And I just kind of moved them back and forth. And even you'll see here in a minute when we put the rocks in, I still continue to kind of move them around. So I just played with it until I got it just like I wanted it. But I added in all of the succulents. And then I'm going to begin to add in my rocks. So these are just the black, like river rocks from the Dollar Tree. I believe it took about 2.5 to 3 bags. I don't know how many bags were in this Ziploc bag that I have, but I know that it was more than just 1 bag. And then I also had to open another bag to finish up the last little box on the end there. You'll see here in just a minute. So I just added the river rocks underneath the succulents, trying to cover up that floral foam for sure, and then cover the rest of the box. I just thought that the black rocks really made those succulents pop. I love the way that this turned out. I also added some little wooden half beads to the bottom as feet. I didn't show that part, but I do add those. And check out how pretty this thing is, you guys. I love this. Okay, so this next one is so incredibly easy, you guys, and it turns out so pretty. So I have got several packages of the little wood rounds from the Dollar Tree, along with these clear stamps that I'd never seen at my Dollar Tree. And then I picked up a stamp pad at the Dollar General Store. Now, the first thing I did was go through and cut apart all of my stamps. That way I could use them individually. I added the stamps to the ink. Super simple, you guys. You just press it down on it. Now, I did try it out on a piece of paper first just to see how well it was going to do. And you guys, there is so much detail in these little stamps. And I loved these stamps because it was birds. Like one of them is a hummingbird. And I love hummingbirds. My grandmother loved hummingbirds. So it's just special to me. But anyways, I just added the stamps to my little wood rounds. Super simple. Now, I tried to do the hummingbird in blue, and it worked out fine. I mean, it literally stamped just like it was supposed to. I just did not like the way that the blue looked with everything else black. I just thought that the black looked better. So I end up going back over it with the black. Because, see, I didn't like it. It just did not look right. So I add the black back to my little hummingbird, and then I go right back over the top of it with the black. But you'll see here in just a minute, I'm going to completely redo that one because I decided that I just did not like it with that blue on there. You could still kind of see the blue coming through. So I completely redo it. But I just continued to add my little bird stamps to my little wood rounds. So incredibly simple. And I just placed them, and then I would take like some of the little flower pieces and kind of add those off to the side, or because it had like flowers and leaves and then the birds. And then some of them had some words, like some sayings and whatever. So like I said, I redid the one with the hummingbird because I just could not stand it that it had that blue on there. It was just messing me all up. My OCD could not handle it. So I completely redid that one. But like I said, this was so simple. So once I had them stamped like I wanted, I took this matte varnish from Waverly. This is an indoor-outdoor varnish. Now, I made these to be coasters for outside. I'm going to use these out on my front porch, and I think they are darling. Check these out. Okay, so for this next one, I grabbed one of the chunky wood little cutouts from the Dollar Tree along with one of their beaded garlands. And then I grabbed a pack of paper from the Dollar Tree. This is something new to my Dollar Tree. I'd never seen this before, but it's just a little pack of paper. It's got 2 of each little saying, little really pretty little cutouts. So I used that. I centered it up onto my little wood cutout, and then I cut that out with my scissors. Very simple. We're going to add some of the Aleene's tacky glue to the back. It's just Aleene's tacky glue and water. It's mixed up like 50-50. I just add it and then add my paper. I don't ever really get much wrinkling. It just works a lot better than Mod Podge for me. Mod Podge. However you say it. Oh my gracious, I can't get it out. Anyways, once I had that done and on, I tied on to my beaded garland. I totally broke the twine when I went to tie it on, but I ended up having enough. And then I'm going to take some of this cotton rope from the Dollar Tree, and we're going to use it. This is a piece off of one of those like thick, chunky, you know, the thick, chunky nautical rope from the Dollar Tree. It comes in, when you pull it apart, it comes into 3 pieces, and this is one of those 3 pieces. And I just wrapped it around my hand several times, and then I tied it to the beaded garland. I took some more twine and tied up top, close to the top of the knot there, and then I'm going to cut open all of my loops. Super duper simple. Cut that off at the bottom. Make sure it's nice and trimmed up. And then I'm going to clean it up with a comb and my scissors. Use some sandpaper to clean up the edges of the wood round. And guys, that's it. And this turned out so cute. I love the colors. I love that nautical rope for the garland, or for the tassel. I just love everything about this. Okay, so for this last Dollar Tree DIY, I have got 2 of these 8x10 stretched canvases from the Dollar Tree, along with this little crate. Now, I'm going to take my blade and cut the canvas away from each of the frames. I just need the frame for this project. And then I'm going to go through and painstakingly take out each of these staples. Y'all, I hate taking the staples out of these frames. I'm telling you, it is a booger to get them staples out. I know having a staple puller would be a fantastic idea, but I don't have one. So I just manhandled it and took them out. Because you're going to be able to see both sides. So, they really did need to come out. Now, I'm going to take a little dowel rod and cut that down. And I actually end up cutting down 3 of them. And I just used my miter shears to cut that down. And then I'm going to roll me out some paper, and we are going to stain each of these pieces. Now, I showed this paper because I just wanted to mention it. It is so handy. You get it at Lowe's. It's about $5, $6 for that roll. And y'all, that roll lasts so long, seriously. But I usually pick up 2 rolls when I go just because it is so inexpensive. Anyway, so, and I've tried everything. I've tried the silicone mats. You have to clean them still, though. And then, I've tried the puppy pads. I've tried all kinds of stuff. And this paper is A+. Anyways, I just wanted to mention that. Now, I stained all of my pieces. I'm then going to take some twine, add a little hot glue to the inside corner of the crate, and we're just going to wrap up those handle pieces. Just for an extra little touch, just an extra little detail. You do not have to do this part at all, but I just wanted to add a little to the crate. I'm then going to take a thinner twine that I had. This is just the Dollar Tree twine that I'm using this time. The first twine that I used was a little thicker. I believe it came from Walmart, but now this that I'm using for this part of the project, I just used some Dollar Tree twine because I needed it to be thin. I wanted to be able to put it in between both of those frames. So what I did was just pull it tight. I added a little hot glue to one of my frames and then just pulled the strings nice and taut. I kind of held the crate into place right where I wanted it while I set those strings where I needed those to be. I'm then going to glue both the frames together. Just add a little hot glue down the edge there. Now, I knew that this was not going to hold it together because it's just barely hanging on. And that is why I needed the dowel rod. So I cut off the tips of those strings, as you saw there. And like I said, it's just barely hanging on for dear life there. So I needed to add that dowel rod. And that helped to kind of hold this together. We're also going to take and glue some very small dowels. I just painted those up real quick because I realized I needed something to kind of hold this into place at the bottom. And I just glued those on either side of the frame. Super simple. This was such an easy project. Now, I had some hot glue kind of showing up at the top where that dowel rod was. So what I did was take 2 more dowel rods, cut them down, and these are just dowels from the Dollar General store. They come in a pack of like 10, I think. And I just cut those down with my miter shears once again, and I'm going to paint those up real quick with the Antique Wax by Waverly. And then we're going to glue those into place on either side of that first dowel that we placed. And then that covers up all the glue, and it really makes this look like a finished piece, I thought. I add some greenery into the little pocket, and look at how cute this is. I just love it because it's different, but you could add anything in there. Flowers, candle, whatever you want. It would be so, so cute. All right, y'all, that is it for today. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. I know I always have a blast making these Dollar Tree videos. I love taking stuff like this and just like completely revamping it and turning it into awesome home decor. So if you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to share it with your friends and family. Subscribe, that would be awesome. Plus hit that notification bell so that you will know each time I upload a new video. Speaking of new videos, go check out my latest video. It is a Temu clothing haul. It was a lot of fun. I think you will love it. So go check that out. Thank y'all, and y'all have a blessed day.